Number 4, you should be marketing for and building relationships with buyers. Every single day. One thing I know we didn't put on here for buyers is Craigslist, putting up little ads on Craigslist every single day. Craigslist, you just kind of have to keep being persistent with it. But how many leads are getting right now from buyers on Craigslist?
Like 1 or 2 a day. Yeah.
So 1 or 2 people a day on Craigslist by buyers from Craigslist, just by continuing to put ads up on Craigslist every single day and making sure that they're up and running. So you should be marketing for and building relationships with buyers every single day.
This is the way you gotta look at it. It's like you're building a business for the future. Today, maybe you have 10 leads in your system to follow up with every day. But if you're making 3 offers a day, next month you should have over 100, right? That you're following up with every day. Maybe you don't get the offer right away, but the key is gonna be in the follow-up. That you're
always in the follow-up.
Always in the follow-up, right? And the CRM will automate the emails for you. You can also text or call them. But you gotta think in your head, I have to make 3 offers a day. Maybe I won't make money in the next 30 days, but one of those 3 offers may be 20 grand in 6 months. How do you know that's not gonna happen, right? So we have deals where 2 years later, we're following up every month and we close a 20 grand deal. 2 years later, most people wouldn't even follow up with, most investors that come in this business, all they do is make the offer and never follow up. Oh, that guy didn't want the deal, and there's no follow up at all.
Anthony asks, do you make offers to listed properties below value? You absolutely can, and I recommend you do it.
Yeah. So you're building your follow-up list as big as possible. Like I have 20, 30,000 people to follow up with every day, right? You maybe have 100, but you want to get to that point where you're at 10,000 people you're following. That's when business is simple. I go to my follow-up, I follow 10,000 people, I get 4 deals, right? That's when it's simple. But you have to get there, right? The only way you get there is by making offers every day. That's it. That's the only way. You guys in the room now that are not making 3 offers a day at least, 2 offers a day at least, you're never going to be successful in business. Just point, period, blank. That's it. If you're still trying to figure out your website, still trying to figure out your system. Let's say you guys don't know how to use the dialer. Just get on the phone, call. Just go on Zillow, get a phone number, and call. That's all the system is doing for you. Is just trying to automate everything for you. That's it. The system's just trying to automate the call. The lead comes in. So if the dialer's not working for you, you don't know how to figure it out. Just make 3 or 4 calls and make 3 or 4 offers. Just get on the phone. You know what I mean? And stop making excuses for yourself. Oh, the dialer's not working. I'm not gonna make an offer today. What do you mean? The dialer's just calling people. Get on the phone. Pick up your cell phone.
If you guys didn't know, Russell's not sugarcoating it today.
So that's what you guys gotta focus on. Like, hey, am I gonna watch the game today, or am I gonna make that 3 offers for my future, for my business, right? It's not that hard. It's really simple, guys. It's like, you just have to get on the phone. Like, Trayvon just closed the deal. How many offers are you making in a day?
I try to make
20 offers a day? That's why he's got deals under contract. How many deals you got under contract?
right now 4.
4 deals under contract. Okay. So that's the reason he has deals under contract, because he's actually making offers.
How are you making those offers?
We do voicemail drops. We use Mojo Dialer. We used to do direct mail. We don't really do that anymore because it's too expensive. But mainly voicemail drops is our bread and butter right now.
And you're making them over the phone. You're making the offer over the phone via email. You're going to see the property and handing them.
So what I do, just because of my situation with limited time, I always make the offer over the phone. If they're in the ballpark, or maybe they're just not too far off, and it's just a matter of the repairs, I'll go take a look at the property if they're motivated, and then get the contract. If not, I try to get the contract over the phone and then go look at the property after I have the contract.
Awesome. So no matter what, in some way, shape, or form, you're making the offer.
Absolutely.
Right? If they talk to you, they're a lead of some sort. Maybe they're a lead in 6 months from now, right? When the deal could possibly take place, you're still making the offer and you're making it over the phone. So when you make those offers over the phone and you don't go see them in person, are you sending them a physical offer as well, like via the internet?
Yes, we do a written offer letter signed with my signature. We let them know, hey, if this price doesn't work for you, let us know what does. That way it kind of leaves it open for negotiation. Because I find that once we start talking numbers back and forth, they're more motivated to actually sell.
So write that down. If you want to make more offers, you can make them over the phone if they're not super motivated, but you still have to physically send that offer via email, right? It could be via DocuSign, it could be via PDF. Now, personally, I would not sign the contract because they could sign that contract and maybe never get back to you and hold you to it, right? Because you signed it.
Well, actually,
right?
mine's like a written offer letter. It's not actual.
Oh, it's a written offer. It's
like a letter of intent.
So you can do that too, and that's already built into the CRM right now, right? So you can send that email and say, hey, these are the 2 offers that I can make to you, and then boom. So that's a way that we've automated. So this is for Tony in the Facebook group. That's a way to make more offers for you. You make it over the phone, say, hey, I'm going to send you this offer via email. It's going to explain everything. That's how you make more offers.
Yeah, and then to do it, just do it over the phone. Because it's better to make the offer than not to make an offer.
I know someone in this business who, for 2 years, they never even spoke to someone over the phone. But they still closed 70 deals within those 2 years.
70?
Yeah, they didn't even speak to him over the phone. Just text and email. But the point is that they still made the offer. But they personally never went and met that person.
Yeah. And if you're so scared,
there's literally no excuse to not make offers. There's no excuse.
and if you're so scared to make a phone call, just send an email with the offer.
Yeah.
So you're too scared to go on an appointment, you're too scared to make the phone call. It's better than not making an offer.
Can we get Russell some like tea or coffee or something? Like a candy bar, something. Yeah. We need to redo Valentine's Day or something. We'll have a meeting with Russell after this, everybody. No, this is good though. We need this sometimes, right? One of my favorite videos that we did for the training is the anatomy of a successful appointment, and that's in module 1 at the bottom. Please, please, please watch that. If you're afraid of going to meet people at the property, watch that video over and over and over again. So number 1, you have to know that they need you, right? Like they need you, which can be kind of scary to think that someone's like getting ready to rely on you to help them with their property, but they need you and they think you're an expert. So like instantly I don't know, you're like God in their eyes in a sense, right? They're like, oh my gosh, like I need help, and this person came out of nowhere and like they're here to help me. Has anyone ever had who's done a deal or got property under contracts, like have someone like tell them a story like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you found me, how you called me, I'm so grateful, so thankful, like that you called me, this was like literally a miracle. Have you ever had that happen, Trayvon? Like someone's like, I'm so glad you called me right now.
Yeah, there was a gentleman last year on Super Bowl Sunday. Actually, I just was doing follow-ups with a bunch of old dead leads, and he was really excited that I called him.
Yeah.
And we got the contract. And I actually did that deal with Russell.
Yeah. Like some of these people are literally praying for you to contact them, and then when you do, they're like, oh my gosh, this is it.
I think you wanted more of a role play, right?
Oh, you want to? All right, here, let me walk in. Hold on.
Right? So I'm going there just to get to know them. That's it. I'm not there talking about the house, property, nothing. I'm gonna have the repair checklist on me, I'm gonna check everything off, but my goal is to get to sincerely know this other person, and I'm not gonna bring up the property or price until they do. So that's the whole, that's it.
Right.
That's a social strategy.
So yeah, so to physically go through it again, you want to get there probably 30 minutes before, drive the neighborhood. Like driving the neighborhood is a big deal before, right? Because if you go to your first appointment, second or third, whatever, like most of these people lived in their home 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They know that John and Sally just sold for $373,000. They know that Tim just bought for $293,000. Like they know the numbers, like whether or not they talk to an agent. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do, right? So you want to make sure that you drive the neighborhood, not only to pick up other properties, but to get familiar with the neighborhood, right? You can be relatable at that point, like, oh yeah, I saw that other property across the street, looks terrible. Or around the bend from you, looks terrible, right? So you can do that. And write all the information down. And then just to kind of reaffirm what Russell just said too, always go to the appointment. And you can even say this to the seller. You could say, hey, I'm really just here to see if what we do is a fit for the situation that you're in with your property. If not, my only goal would be to help you, get you with someone who can help you based on what you need, right? Now you're just a consultant or a friend, and it makes it easier for you. It takes the pressure off of you and them. And it really helps too. Imagine like going to a therapist. You're not going to tell your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend like what's wrong, like what's the matter. But you go to the therapist who has an unbiased approach to you. You tell them everything. You don't even know this person. You tell them everything, right? But over the phone, when you make that offer over the phone, it's like, man, this is a salesperson. They want my property. But when you meet them, you're now a therapist. You're now a consultant, and they're gonna give you much more information. And then Mr. and Mrs. I do want to let you know that I'm really just here to see if what we do is a fit for you. If not, we'll let you know and try to help you out any other way. So I would write that down. I would say that every time. I'm really just looking to see if what we do is a fit for you. If not, I'll let you know and try to, maybe I know someone who can help you. What?
We're at 7.